There is a moment in every person's life when the old version of themselves must come to an end. A moment when surviving is no longer enough. A moment when change is not just desired, but required. For some, it comes after heartbreak, for others, after failure, and for a few, it arrives in silence like a whisper from the back of the mind. This cannot be it. What would happen if, instead of waiting for that moment to break you, you stepped into it? What if you decided right now to start over, to not just adjust your life, but rebuild it from the inside out? Science tells us that the brain is constantly changing. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford, emphasizes this truth. The brain can be rewired, reprogrammed, and restructured. You are not stuck, not emotionally, not physically, not mentally. You have the tools, the power, and the capacity to transform. But it is not about motivation alone. It is a biology, the neural systems that govern change, behavior, and identity. Starting a new life is not a mystery. It is a decision followed by a process. So today you begin. Every habit you repeat, every thought you hold, every reaction you produce, they all shape your life. If you want to start over, you must first burn the blueprint of who you have been. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change its structure and function. But change does not come through hoping. It comes through deliberate action. The truth is, most people carry invisible chains, beliefs they never challenged, fears they never addressed, habits they never questioned. To start a new life, you must be willing to step into discomfort. You must break the cycle of thinking that your identity is permanent, because it is not. Dr. Huberman teaches that change begins with attention. What you focus on, your brain rewires to prioritize. The brain is like a garden. What you water grows, what you neglect withers. So the first step to beginning again is to decide what you will feed your mind each day. You must approach this transformation like a scientist and a warrior, curious and relentless. You are not here to repair an old machine. You are here to build a new one, not out of fear, but out of strength. In the next section, we will dive into the powerful principles that allow you to start a new life, not in a distant future, but starting now. Every behavior starts with a belief, and beliefs are shaped by identity. If you say to yourself, "I am lazy," your brain will find ways to prove it true. But if you shift that internal statement to, "I am disciplined," and act accordingly, your brain will begin to reflect that change. Neurons that fire together wire together. This means that consistent thoughts and behaviors literally reshape your neural pathways. Begin each day by declaring who you are, becoming who you were. Dr. Huberman explains that identity is not static. It is a flexible network of neural associations. When you introduce new evidence through action, you create new definitions. One action repeated is a habit. 10 habits aligned is a new life. Stop waiting for confidence to appear. It is built through the repetition of courageous acts. Each time you show up, even when you do not feel ready, you send a message to your brain, "This is who I am now." You are the architect of your future identity. It begins with one belief: you can become more. The brain does not operate in isolation. It is shaped by surroundings. If your environment supports the old version of you, it will resist the new one. Look around your room, your phone, your habits. Are they reinforcing the person you want to be? Design your space to reduce friction. Put your journal on your bed. Place your phone in another room. Leave books in visible places. The easier a behavior is, the more likely your brain is to accept it. Dr. Huberman emphasizes that environment triggers behavior through something called context-dependent memory. This means your surroundings influence how your brain recalls patterns. Change the environment, and you disrupt the old loop. If you want to wake up early, sleep with the curtains open. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk from your pantry. These small environmental changes cue the brain to adopt new behaviors. Do not just change your mind, change your setting, and your brain will follow. Dopamine is the brain's motivation molecule, but chasing it the wrong way leads to addiction and fatigue. True transformation begins when you learn to trigger dopamine through progress, not pleasure. Huberman explains that dopamine is released not just when you achieve something, but when you pursue it. The key is learning to enjoy the effort, to feel pride not in the result, but in the process. When you set small, achievable goals and complete them, you get a natural dopamine hit. This trains your brain to associate discipline with reward. Over time, hard things become your source of motivation. Avoid instant dopamine traps: scrolling, binging, escaping. These create short-term pleasure and long-term damage. Instead, pursue what challenges you, what stretches you. That is where real reward lies. If you want a new life, you must become addicted to growth, not comfort. Most people do not live, they react. They wake up, check their phone, respond to emails, and scroll through noise. Their life is not designed, it is dictated. That must end today. Reactivity creates stress. Chronic stress shrinks the prefrontal cortex, the area of your brain responsible for planning and decision making. That means the more you react, the less you choose. Dr. Huberman teaches the power of deliberate pause. When you take control of your breath, you take control of your nervous system. Slow, conscious breathing shifts your brain from fight or flight into calm and clarity. Start your day with intention. Before the world grabs your mind, take it back. Practice deep breathing. Write down your goals. Move your body. These actions signal to the brain $5 I am in control today. You cannot build a new life on a reactive brain. You must calm the noise to hear your new direction. Transformation requires uncertainty. Your brain craves predictability, but growth lives in unpredictability. If you want a new life, you must stop waiting to feel ready. Neuroscience shows that uncertainty activates the amygdala, the brain's fear center. But fear is not a stop sign, it is an invitation, a signal that you are leaving the familiar. Dr. Huberman describes how exposure to discomfort, when done voluntarily, strengthens the brain's tolerance to stress. This is called top-down control. The prefrontal cortex overrides the fear centers through repetition. So do the thing that scares you. Speak the truth. Make the leap. Try and fail. Each act of bravery reshapes your brain. You are not avoiding danger. You are training for a new life. There is no clarity without chaos. Embrace the uncertainty. That is where transformation begins. If you are still watching, it means something in you is awakening. That quiet voice inside, the one you tried to ignore, is speaking louder now. Listen to it. It is not foolish. It is your future calling. You may feel broken, but you are not. You may feel tired, but you are not done. The fact that you are here proves one thing: your story is not over. In fact, the real story has not even begun. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to who you were meant to be before the world told you otherwise, before the trauma, before the failure, before the noise. There is strength in you that you have not touched yet, power you have not accessed, and it starts by saying 5 simple words. I will not stay here. You are not watching this by accident. This is the sign. This is the call. And this is the moment you rise. Right now, you face a choice: go back to comfort or move toward freedom. No one can build your new life but you. Take out a piece of paper. Write this sentence: my new life begins today. Under it, list the habits you will adopt, list the beliefs you will replace, and post it where you will see it every morning. Start small. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Drink water before coffee. Write 1 sentence in a journal. Say no to 1 distraction. Each act is a brick in the new foundation. Dr. Huberman reminds us, consistency, not intensity, changes the brain. You do not need to overhaul everything today. You just need to begin. And never stop. You have 1 life, 1 chance. Do not waste it living someone else's story. Today is day 1, not tomorrow, not next year, now. And your new life is waiting.